Welcome to Empowered Living with Brenda Pierce, the Empowered Nurse. Join us for triage of body, mind, and spirit with her inspired guests, author, speaker, healer, TV show producer, and host. Brenda brings guests from around the world to share their story of breakdown to breakthrough and beyond. Here on the Dream Vision 7 Media Network to help you live a more empowered and inspired life. Now, sit back, relax, and let's get on with the show.
Hi, and welcome to this edition of Empowered Living. I'm Brenda Pierce, and I'm here to inspire and empower you with stories, people, procedures, wonderful, wonderful information to enrich your life and empower you to live your fullest life experience. And I'm proud to be a part of the Dream Vision 7 Media Network. And you can also get this downloadable podcast anywhere that you get your favorite podcast. Look for Brenda Pierce's tracks on Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and everywhere you go. Wherever you go, you can take us with you. And I am so excited to also bring to you an amazing group of women, a pair of women who have inspired and written and put together this book called Money is an Energy Game with Donahue and Madeline Gerwick. And I think that this is going to be a fabulous hour. Usually I don't spend an hour on with a particular guest or situation, but this one is going to be so multi-practical and fun and informative that I just had to dedicate the whole hour to these two marvelous women. And so they are with us. And I just want to encourage you to go to brendapierce.com, sign up for the newsletter. I have a monthly draw of goodies for you for one lucky listener. So do sign up for the newsletter and get in the loop because we are going to have lots of fun. These two amazing women are renowned business astrologer and Feng Shui experts. We get to learn about their book, but I'm also excited to let you know that we will also play in the energy. So be prepared to have some aha moments and breakthroughs and mostly have fun. And you will want to get their book, Money is an Energy Game. I promise you, it is a fast read, it's a fun read, it's a very informative book, and you just want to have it around. It's a conversation starter as well. So with that, I want to welcome Peg and Madeline. Welcome, ladies.
Well, thank you. Brenda. It's really a pleasure to be here.
Oh, awesome to have you both here. To get a quorum of people together in one time and space these days is really phenomenal. Now that measures are kind of lightening up, people are spreading their wings and spreading the sunshine around wherever they go, and so to have this time with you today is just fabulous. So I'd love to hear, Madeline, how did you come up with this idea for this amazing book?
Peg and I actually met in prosperity training, and my company, Polaris Business Guides, was looking for someone to do Feng Shui for our clients. And Peg applied, and that's how we got connected. And then we worked on developing and presenting the program, 8 Keys to the Ultimately Prosperous Business. And we taught that program for quite a few years, and then we developed 2 more, the Art of Conscious Language and Take an Energy Inventory for Prosperity. So we decided that we wanted to put those 3 programs together into one book, and that is how we got Money is an Energy Game.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. So you're both very accomplished women in your own rights and your own lives. Had you both been published before? I know, Madeline, you worked for Polaris Books, but Peg, were you an author previously?
Well, actually, I was. I co-authored Dorm Room Feng Shui in 2005, and it's funny how that came about, or amazing how that came about, because I set an intention. I had a corporate job for over 21 years, and I remember when I left that, a colleague of mine asked, "So, what do you want to do?" And I said, well, one of the things I'm going to do is write a book. I don't know what it's going to be about, but I know I'm going to write a book.
Yeah.
And a few years later, as I was practicing Feng Shui, one of my colleagues came to me and said, a friend of mine, actually, I think she was a client at the time, would like to write a book about dorm room Feng Shui. She needs a Feng Shui practitioner to put it together. I don't want to do it. Would you do that? And I said, I would love to do that. And she lived in my area. And so it was Elizabeth McCrellish, and then it was her niece, who was a college student at the time. So the three of us teamed up. We wrote a book proposal. We sent it to 3 publishers and 2 agents, and Story Publishing picked it up. And I remember later somebody asked me, how did you get that done? It takes years, to get into a publishing company. And I said, well, we set an intention, and we did a ceremony around it, and, we set our targets, and, the company picked it up. We decided we were going to make it easy. And that's how it came about. So, yes.
Well, there you go. Yeah. In those days, too, it was much more complicated. 2005,
yes.
We didn't have Amazon like we do now, and a lot of self-publishing houses and that sort of thing. So that's phenomenal. That's really
We did it
great.
the old-fashioned way. Yeah, but we added setting an intention and knowing, that somebody would pick it up, and it would be a go because it was a relevant topic. Yeah.
That is awesome. Yes, Feng Shui has really blossomed into quite an art, and people often will use the term Feng Shui without even knowing what it means. Wondered if you could share a little bit about Feng Shui, and then we're going to go visit back with Madeline again and ask a few more questions. But, sure. Enlighten us, please.
So Feng Shui is about the energy of your space. It's the art and science of arranging your environment to enhance your life. So it's about attracting what we call positive chi, C-H-I, or energy into your home, your business, wherever you are, and have it meander throughout. And as a Feng Shui practitioner, when I'm working with clients, I'm looking at design details, I'm assessing the energy, I'm looking at, how a property is maintained. We always want to make sure that the plumbing and electric are in excellent working order, that the windows, go up and down, and that they work, that doors open and close, and clutter is something that we look for as well. Clutter is blocked energy. It's anything that you don't use or you don't love, and it pulls you down, it drags you back. And so in my practice, what I do is connect people to their intentions. I typically ask for 3 wishes. What are your top 3 wishes? And then I orient people to where those are, how they represent themselves in their space. And we go from there, and it's fascinating.
It is very fascinating because sometimes we are a product of our environment without even knowing why things are happening in the way they are. So if we can have some control over it, oh my goodness, it can change everything.
As it relates to the book and Feng Shui, that we place an energy grid over your space, and think of it as, or visualize it as a tic-tac-toe board, a grid of 9. And so the furthest spot, if you put yourself at the entrance, so the front door to your house, and it might be in the center, it might be on the left of your house, or it might be on the right of your house, that far left corner, away from you, moving away from you, the far left corner of your property, of your house, and also your land, that is what we call your prosperity area.
Oh.
When you place the grid of 9, the tic-tac-toe board over it. So for people who are looking to enhance prosperity or attract more prosperity, that's the area that we would work with, that we would tune right into and work with.
Wow.
And we'd look to help it have clear, flowing energy through there, to have it look nice and feel good, be clean, be clutter-free, plumbing and electric working. And then we'd work with what's called the 5 elements, wood, fire, earth, metal, and water, and we would bring those into balance as well. So there's many facets to Feng Shui, and as a practitioner, we help our clients cut right to the chase.
Wow, that is amazing. And I'm thinking about my house and that far top left corner and that sort of thing, and yeah, it needs some work.
Yeah, and it goes to your office as well. So your office, you can apply the Feng Shui Bagua to your office. You can apply the Feng Shui Bagua to your desk. So one suggestion is place something that represents prosperity to you in that back left corner. You know, sometimes it might be a nice, lively green plant. It could be a treasured item. It could be a money box. It could be an intention that you write down, you know, for yourself of what you're anticipating coming into your life.
Wow.
There's many
So
options.
it can be easy, not hard.
It is easy, yes, and that's what we help people to do, to make Feng Shui easy, that take the mystery out of it and make it easy.
And make life easier in general.
Absolutely.
Yeah, get the obstacles out of the pathways, for example.
Yes. Something, simple. We never realized that when we put a footstool in a flow space that we're actually blocking up energy.
That's exactly
yes, and
right.
You're putting obstacles in your life.
Yeah.
So, you know, one of the big
Madeline,
premises
you are
an
astrologer. So tell us about business astrology. I've never heard of that combination together. That is quite fascinating.
I make or produce a book every year called The Good Timing Guide. And one of the important factors about timing is that there are good times to take action, and there are times when nothing's going to come of your actions. And those times when nothing comes of your actions occur about 3 times per week. They can last anywhere from a few minutes to virtually up to 2 days. But on average, they would last around 5 to 10 hours. Now, that might occur in the middle of the night, and if so, nobody cares because we're sleeping. But if it occurs during a work time, which it does often enough, then you don't want to be taking important actions during those times. You don't want to be introducing products, sending out promotions, signing contracts, buying important items like, say, a contract for your advertising or hiring somebody. You know, important things that you're doing for your business would not be good to do during a timeout. So having a good timing guide will show you all those timeouts, and it'll also show you the times that there are good final results, or challenging final results for that matter, or when things are not coming together, they're falling out. So you'll know the result in advance of any new starts that you do. It'll show you days when people want to spend money or invest money or donate money, and it'll show you good communication days, good days to negotiate contracts, etc., or start something important. And if you have something really important, like starting a company or launching a website, introducing a new product where you can make a lot of money, that's when I recommend getting a custom timing so that the finances work really well. You want that to work well, among other things. So good connections.
Thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the stars can tell you so much.
Go ahead.
The stars can tell you so much, can't they? And it sounds like you have a general, the good timing is based on the general gist of the way the constellation and stars are all aligning, and it isn't so specific to a person's birthday, but that would be the custom timing, right?
Actually, that is true to a point. It is based on the timing of the day, because your projects are not you. So your chart actually doesn't have any impact on your projects. It sounds a little unusual because we're all trained in astrology to look at our charts. But your projects have their own birth time. It's when you started them, and there was no, maybe you approved a budget for them, or you announced something to the world, you see, or you went to the state and started your company, etc. Those are all times when you've birthed something for your company, and those times have their own cycles. So you want to choose good times when your projects will have the optimal results. And so that's why I put out the Good Timing Guide, so people know good days and good times to do important activities. And when you get to the point that you're going to start a company, for example, then your chart does impact it, because you want to have success linkages to the company chart. But your chart in and of itself does not impact the company chart. It's only that you have success linkages between the two, and that's why it's important. There are times when you want your chart to be well aspected, such as if you're having maybe you're getting married or you're having surgery, something like that. That's a very personal type situation, and then you want the chart to be a good chart on its own, but you also want it to be strong with your chart. Those are don't occur very often with business type situations.
Wow.
So
I never ever thought of it that way, So like even a marriage, when you get married, that's a, kind of a business. It's a personal, love, emotional business arrangement. So even the date you choose for your marriage can affect the outcome. It'll show how the thing works out. I had a good friend once who got married during a timeout, and he and his partner had been together for 13 or 14 years, and I said, no, don't get married that day, it's timeout. And they just poo-pooed it and got married anyway. A year later, they got divorced. My word. Crash and burn.
Yeah.
So really,
in a certain sense, what's happening in those situations is that the person's sort of undeclared intention is actually being selected by the timing. In other words, at some level, like when the SALT treaties were signed during a timeout, it just indicated that at least one party didn't intend to keep that agreement. You see. And that's what happened. That was a long time ago, of course.
Yeah, but this is a phenomenal thing to really realize that it isn't just reading the column in the newspaper, the astrological reading, and and thinking, this is interesting. Oh, did I know that this was going to happen today? No, really, this is happening today because of the way that the stars and constellations are aligning, the timing. And I think that maybe we should all be a little more cognizant of it. It's not a hippy-flippy thing. It's a serious science. And, it's just like I was announcing to Peg before the show started that yesterday was actually the first day I walked out of my 38-year career as a nurse, and I felt I was complete and done, and now I'm retired from nursing. Doesn't mean I'm retired.
Oh, great.
I'm certainly doing more things. But, so... I just wonder what the stars have to say about that.
Well, we are in a period right now where Mercury is somewhat slow in getting moving. It just went forward last week after being retrograde or moving backwards from our perspective here on Earth. So things are a little bit slow at this point, but one of the good things that's happening is Mercury is trying to Saturn right now, and that particular cycle is very good for logistics, planning, and executing plans. It's very good for accuracy and clarity. Now, we still have to get through the final Mercury square Neptune, and that's going to peak on July 6th. So there's still a period of confusion ahead of us, and then that's going to be out of range by the 11th, or on the 11th is the last day of that. And the other piece that's happening right now is there are explosions and these energies are quite volatile. Mars square Uranus are quite volatile. So that can be breakthroughs if you use it well, which it sounds like you did. and then it can also be accident prone, or people can get triggered suddenly into anger and so forth. So it's something to be aware of, because it is explosive energy. So you can have emotional explosions, you can have physical explosions as well. You can have very strange weather, fires, super hot. You can have things that are like earthquakes or volcanoes or heavy winds, tornadoes, and things like that, hurricanes.
What about the building collapse in Miami?
Yes, that
Florida?
Is definitely an indicator of that set of energies. Yeah, building collapses, definitely. And I think I heard about 2 bridges as well that collapsed.
Wow.
So, yeah, all of that, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a very dynamic time, and so is it kind of, so it's breaking through that retrograde and moving forward. And I wonder if you can fast forward, because this show will be airing the month of September on the Dream Vision 7 network as well. Is there anything you can foresee so far happening, or what's the projections for September?
What time in September?
Oh, start the whole month. It'll start the beginning of September.
Oh, okay. Okay, so the beginning of September is actually relatively good. It gets a little bit strange as we go through the month. So the beginning part is relatively good. It's later in the month that things get pretty challenging in a bunch of different ways. But at the beginning of the month, through maybe about the, 10th or somewhere in there, it's a relatively good period. Okay. And so if you're starting during that time, that's especially like the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, right in there. Those are the best days we have that month. And then the 15th, 16th, 17th, parts of the 18th, 19th, and 20th are also pretty good. And then we run into Mercury Retrograde at the very end of the month. So.
Oh, no, not that again.
Every 88 days.
But, yeah. So, Peg, from a Feng Shui way of looking at this and seeing what the projections are for September, what can we do to maybe anchor in and make sure that the really good days are good and help us with those retrograde days at the end of the month?
Oh, sure. So in September we also have the autumn equinox. So we have a change of seasons there as well. So this is where we'll be moving from summer into autumn. So you can prepare your house and your office for this shift in the energies, where we'll really experience more or longer periods of yin energy and shorter periods of yang energy, more night, shorter days. So it's a time to go inward and moving inside more. So you can bring out warmer fabrics, warmer colors, in your space, and begin to cozy it up on the inside as well. And always, really focus on keeping your space clean, well attended to. Repairs, if repairs are needed and you're not in a position to do them, then put them on a list. Put them on the list with the intention of getting them done. If you need
and
to
getting the money.
and having the money, come to you easily to get that versus, I can't even think about it. It will never happen. Thinking it will never happen pushes it away and pushes the money away versus envisioning it completed, and the solution may come to you a way that you don't even expect, and the means to make it happen might come to you a way that you totally don't even expect. And so just anticipating. so I love September. It's actually one of my favorite months, and it's the shift of energy, and it's I think a very special time of year. Now, for moving into Mercury retrograde, I happen to like Mercury retrograde periods, and on my Feng Shui Connections blog last month for June, I had a blog post out there of ways to thrive during Mercury retrograde. So I like Mercury retrograde because it's a period of, again, going inward, slowing down, cutting your schedule in half, and focusing on, it might be research or renewal in your house. It might be doing repairs or adjusting your space somehow, recharging it. So that would be an energy to do during September. You might be renovating it. So think of RE words. So those are typically a great activity to do during Mercury retrograde. You wouldn't go out and, during Mercury retrograde, stay away from contracts, stay away from purchasing electronics. Do those things before and after, so, just work around that 3-week period. It's very easy, but that 3-week period is really ideal for us to focus on our own energy catching up. So that's how you can use the end of September, and at this point it would be into early October, into mid-October, catching up with things that went by the wayside, maybe things that you had to put aside for the summer. Catch up with them in the fall.
And it's a great time to do recycling, meaning go through your closets or cupboards or storage room or garage and just eliminate things that you don't need or love anymore. You're done with them. It's time to move them out. That's the perfect time to do that type of work.
Yes, and I'm a big proponent of spring and fall cleaning. Do a deep cleanse in the fall as we move into winter. Just really get your house recharged and refreshed, because you're going to be spending more and more time inside in the winter.
Yeah. So I like the word recycling better. I was going to say purge, and what are some of the benefits of purging? But obviously creating space for new and renewal, right?
That's absolutely right. And also passing along things to other people who may love to have them, who could benefit, by having them, who want them, who will give them a new life, who will recharge the energy in them. So when you give things away, give them away with good intentions as well.
Yes, because it's going to bring money to you. It's going to bring energy back to you when you do that, you see. So you're going to increase your own energy and your own wealth by recycling things you don't want.
Right, and if
beautiful.
If your house has been still during the summer, you've been away or spending a lot of time outside, as you move back in and do a refresh for it, then go around and move 27 things that have not been moved in at least a year, and we all have them. So things, tend to just sit, right? And what happens when something sits is you don't even see it anymore. And once something's in a space for 30 days, your eyes glaze over it. Yes, you see it, but you really don't register it or the energy associated with it. And so moving 27 things can really get a shift going. So that's what you want to do in the fall. You want to shift the vibe in your space and re-energize.
Wonderful, wonderful tips. So looking forward to seeing all this unfolding in September. And if you have the pleasure of listening to this podcast before it hits the Dream Visions Network, you'll already be well prepared. And for those of you listening on the network, you are ready to roll up your sleeves and rock this, because money is oftentimes tied to energy. We just think of it, money is such a taboo thing, ladies. We either have it or we are chasing it, or we don't have enough, or we have some mind vibes around it that really give it a negative connotation. And, some people like to use gentler words like abundance. But let's get down to brass tacks about this money energy and how, obviously the book is filled with practical applications that even if you are not an energy junkie, you can take advantage of this whole game that is surrounding it. And is it that the energy is there always around us and we just don't realize we're tapping into it? Or what is this about the game of money?
Well, money is the essence of energy. Everything at the core of every single thing you can see, hear, feel, touch is made of energy. So money is actually attracted to positive, high energy. And what's happening, and we're not typically aware of this, is that we're either attracting money to us or pushing it away with our own energy. Now, our own energy is composed of a whole bunch of different factors. So Peg and I have talked a little bit about timing and Feng Shui, but there are a number of factors that actually impact your own energy, including your beliefs about money, including the words you're using, the stories you're telling, whether you got enough sleep last night, whether you're eating good food or junk food, whether you're getting any exercise and moving your energy, whether you have any spiritual practices, whether your conversations with other people are positive and uplifting or downward spiraling, shall we say, and what your emotional patterns are, and a whole number of things related to whether or not you trust the universe, God, Goddess, Source, whatever word you want to use, to assist you. There are a whole plethora of different factors to your energy, and Peg and I have put as many as we could discover into that book. And that's why it's a big book.
It is, and we have over 100 tools, tips, and techniques, and they're sprinkled throughout the book, and we also have a summary of them at the very end of the book that will take you right back to the chapter where they're located. And one of
it's been described as an encyclopedia. That's great.
Yes. One of the tools we have in there is an emotional freedom and healing acupressure release. So acupressure is tapping various points on you, say on your face or around your upper body or on your fingertips. And so this release, I lead the release, and it addresses many common blockages that we carry within ourselves, and those are ways that we push money away. So when you do the emotional freedom and healing release, you are shifting the energy, your energy, within yourself, because your beliefs are encoded in your cells. And your beliefs come from your accumulated life experiences. They come from your parents and your grandparents. Look to your family. What were the stories that you grew up with about money? Was it easy to come by? Was it hard to come by? Did you have to struggle for it? Did people enjoy going out and working for it, or was work just something that is seen as hard or difficult, or always struggling to get by, difficult to make ends meet? Those are all indicators of the beliefs that you're carrying about money.
Well, it's amazing. It's said that we have 60,000 to 80,000 thoughts every day, and I'm sure, in this day and age where survival is based on money, that a good majority of those thoughts are either positive or negative towards money.
Exactly. So that is why the book that we put out is so important for most people, because so many of the thoughts that have been sort of almost trapped inside of us or programmed inside of us have been negative. And it's time to release those, because it's our thoughts that are actually creating what's happening in our lives. So when we are having positive thoughts about money, we could just as easily think more money is coming instead of I'm running out of money. You see, we're always at choice as to what we think. And so there's actually a lot more control and power that we have than what we've been taught to believe we have. And so this book will help people to recognize how they are creating whatever is occurring in their life. And sometimes it's hard to connect the dots, but it's always there. It's always there, right, Peg?
Well, the thing is with this book is that there's always something, and I love the website and the website for the book, but there's the hidden pages that have the resources and the tools that you can actually access, which is so fun, so fun.
That's right, and that's where you access the recording. It's a 45-minute recording for the Emotional Freedom and Healing Release, and you can do that as many times as you desire. I would say do it as many times as you're feeling blockages about money or discomfort about money.
Yeah, or fear.
Fear, yeah, so discomfort, fear, worry, stress, I don't know how I'm going to pay my bills, that sort of thing. And do the release, and also take inspired action and set your intentions. Set a knowing. And a few minutes ago we were talking about thoughts. So Malcolm Gladwell and Barbara Fredrickson have done some work around the tipping point. The tipping point is 3-to-1. So focus on having at least 3 times as many positive thoughts as negative ones. We're all human. We're going to have negative thoughts. We're going to have obstacles come up and challenges in our life. That's a given. And our job is to create 3 times as many positive experiences as negative ones, and that will get the ball rolling for you and keep it going.
And there's also the Sacred Prosperity Commitment in the book. So we encourage everyone to print that out, sign it, read it out loud actually, and sign and date it, and read it every day for at least 30 days. So that it starts to get into your cells that you're now intending for prosperity and you're attracting that to you. So that's a very good starting point, and then doing the release is very important so that you're releasing out of your physical body the remnants of any blockages that have been stalling you from getting it.
And I also love the writing and the work that we did around language, around stories, about bringing attention to the stories you tell and the stories that you repeat over and over again to make them the good ones. Let go of the negative stories. Stop repeating them. Don't even step into gossip. Just observe it if you have to and let it go. Don't repeat it. Don't add to it or egg people on. And you can reframe your stories and change your vibration that way.
Yeah, you want to realize that when you're telling a story, you're telling the universe to send you more of those experiences. So whatever story you're telling, it can be true, but whatever story you're telling, the universe thinks you want more of it. And the same thing with your thoughts. So you want to be careful what stories you tell and how you frame them.
So put an ending on your stories that represents the way that you really would like them to end or to move forward.
So you can rewrite your whole life basically in this moment of now and change the trajectory of which you were pointing yourself.
That's
simply
exactly
by changing
it.
your thoughts.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Because we're always in the present. We're never in the past. We're never in the future. We're always in the present moment. So make it a good one.
I wonder if you ladies have some stories of, I'm sure you've received some anecdotes as to people's lives turning around just by applying some of these simple processes, and I wondered if you could share some of them.
Well, I'd like to share a story about one of my clients who bought the 8 Keys to the Ultimately Prosperous Business. That was the original program that we did around prosperity, and then never did the release. And every time he would call, he would be in some stress about finances for his company. And I would say, well, did you do the release? And he'd say, no, I keep meaning to do that, and blah, blah. So finally he did it, and all of a sudden everything opened up. And it was very quick. Happened like the next day he got a contract or something like that. It was very quick. Within a day or two, everything opened up for him. So it can be very fast turnaround with a lot of these things. And one time, I'll tell you one of my favorite Feng Shui stories. At one point, I was having a lot of trouble at work. So I went and cleaned up the career area in my yard. And it was a mess. And the next day I went to work, and I got the biggest pay raise I'd ever gotten. And 2 days later I got invited to a luncheon with the president of the company. So I can tell you all of these things work, and we're just not aware of them, and so we don't connect the dots typically.
And I was just looking at a testimonial that a client sent in. I have it on my website on Feng Shui Connections, and she said, I just completed Chapter 7 of Money is an Energy Game. The timing was perfect, as I'm now ready to shift my home, office, art studio into 2 separate spaces. All of your suggestions, diagrams, and tips are helpful for my office space in that it's an upstairs bedroom, and your floor plan works beautifully. I've now cleared the space completely, did the vacuuming and window cleaning, which has helped me see the space in a new light. So she's applying the Feng Shui tips. And one of the things about Feng Shui is that you mirror your space and your space mirrors you. It's a reflection. Your space is a reflection of you.
Wow.
Yeah, so opening up more clarity. More and more people are reporting about clarity and understanding the ways that they have been pushing prosperity away from themselves, and that when they change, when they stop doing it and change, that remarkable things are happening, for them. And it's delightful.
And it can, and it spins over into every aspect of life, from what I can gather.
It does.
Yes,
that's just it. Yes, it does. Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
And not too long ago, I had gotten somebody in to clean all the windows inside and out. And one of the big surprises to me was, of course, we had to move a bunch of things in order to get to some of the windows. And so a lot of deep cleaning occurred because we had to move things. And of course, it's very nice to have your windows cleaned because everything looks brighter. But the side benefit for us was that a whole lot of things got cleaned up that we just were just completely unaware of.
Right, and the Feng Shui aspect of windows is vision, that you see more clearly. They represent vision and your outlook on life, and so you have more clarity about moving forward.
Wow. Well, I have to say
brighter.
this, and I'll lend to it, because it's one thing to have the conscious knowledge of what's happening, but just this year I moved, so I did a lot of purging, and set up a new space, and where I am, I had to put new windows in, and within 2 weeks, or 2 weeks basically, that's when it hit me to retire.
See?
Aha!
Yes, there you go.
I was practicing Feng Shui, and I didn't even know it. Oh my goodness! And then added to that the astrology, and you've got the perfect storm, so to speak, for change to happen and for things to change very quickly. Wow.
Yes, very
and
quickly.
One of our early readers, I was just remembering, she wrote to us right away. She's out on the West Coast, and she said she had the best business month ever after reading Money is an Energy Game and applying some of the tips to techniques. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
and
that was really
she
fun.
did the release, too.
She did do the release, yes.
Yeah.
I know we are kind of running towards the end of the hour already, ladies. It's
wow.
incredible how, we get going and things just fly. Just wondered if we could do a little bit of a release and just something for our listeners to maybe chew on and experience and see if and I'd love to hear from the listeners if they actually experience a shift and now that they're much more conscious about this. So I'd love to do a little experiment if you're open.
All right, I am open. So we'll do like a 2-point release, which is the heart point and the anger point. So Tell me, if I'm not putting you on the spot too much, Brenda, tell me a little bit about your relationship with money and prosperity, or what is it that you would like to shift or release?
Oh, I think that money is possible. I grew up hearing money doesn't grow on trees. And so I'm because money is something that I really appreciate, but I also, I'm not spender, but I'm kind of a hoarder. And so that's kind of holding it to me, not really allowing it to work and achieve more. So does that make sense?
Yes.
So I'd love to have more money flow.
Okay, so to
out and in, I guess.
Flow. Yeah. I'm just organizing my energy and thoughts around this.
And while Peg does that, I just want to mention a tool that anyone can use that we have found works 100% of the time. And this is known as workshopping. It was brought in by Esther Hicks from Abraham. And it only takes 68 seconds a day total to do this, and only 17 seconds each time that you do it, because you need to combust the energy to the next highest level, and it takes 17 seconds to do that. So you're just going to get yourself into high energy by thinking of a time when you were really happy, excited, and joyful. And once you're in that high energy, then you just start thanking the universe for having already provided whatever it is that you're wanting. But you're going to use the words for having already provided, because you don't ever want to ask for something, because if you ask for something, you expect it in the future. But you are never going to arrive in the future. You're always in the present moment. So you want to thank the universe for having already provided whatever it is, and put in some details and feeling joyful that you've already received it. And then you want to be sure that you don't discount it or stop it by thinking, oh, this is never going to work, or oh, whatever. And put in dates and times. If you need it by a certain time, you be sure and put that in. But the idea is to get the flow coming to you quickly. And if you do have a negative thought, cancel, clear it, and substitute a positive thought. Of course the universe wants me to have this, because it does. So you can do that for a minimum of 17 seconds each time, in a total of at least 68 seconds a day. And you can create anything with that tool. Anything.
Wow. That is amazing, and it's true. So it's a good way to start the day, a good way to end the day, and then you only have to do it 2 more times during the day.
Yeah, and it's easy to do at stoplights, doing the dishes, washing your hands. you can do it all. It's very easy to fit in.
Awesome. Thanks for that amazing tip.
All right. So we can now we'll just do the short 2-point release. So just sit comfortably in your chair. If your feet are crossed or legs are crossed, make sure they're sitting firmly on the floor. Same thing with your hands and arms. In fact, maybe just shake out your hands a little bit and let the energy flow, and take a deep breath all the way up to the crown of your head. And then slowly release. And as you release, let go of any tension, let go of any stress, and any thoughts of the day. Just let it go. And take another deep breath in, drawing your breath all the way up to the crown of your head. And slowly release and just send that energy right down through your body, out through the soles of your feet, deep into the heart of Mother Earth. And take another deep breath in, drawing your breath all the way up to the crown of your head. And slowly release. And come on back. And the point we're going to work with is called the heart point. So this is on the left side of your chest. It's above your breast and below your collarbone. So just feel around for the area that feels the most tender. Okay, on the left side of your chest, and maybe halfway between your center and your shoulder or your arm. Just feel around for where that spot feels the most tender. And then when you find it, just rub it gently in a circle. It's going towards your shoulder, and just repeat after me. I intend, command, and now let go.
I intend, allow and command to let go, yes.
Of all limiting beliefs.
Of all limiting beliefs.
That I took on related to money in this or any other lifetime.
That I took on related to money in this lifetime or another lifetime.
I release, let go, and transmute.
I release, let go, and transmute.
And I clear all aspects of money being hard to obtain.
And I clear all aspects of money being hard to obtain.
I clear all aspects of hoarding my money.
I clear all aspects of hoarding my money.
I clear all aspects of not spending my money in desirable ways.
I clear all aspects of not spending my money in desirable ways.
I clear all aspects of not allowing money to come to me easily.
I clear all aspects of money not coming to me easily.
And just keep rubbing gently. I now let go of all the fears and thoughts related to these beliefs.
I let go of all fears and thoughts related to these beliefs.
Or any beliefs that I am separate from all that is good.
Or any beliefs that I am separate from all that is good.
I revoke, rescind, and release.
I revoke, rescind, and release.
All agreements, all bonds, and all contracts.
All agreements, all bonds, and all contracts.
That are no longer in alignment with my true life purpose.
That are no longer in alignment with my true life purpose.
I am entitled to miracles in my life now.
Ooh, I am entitled to miracles in my life now.
I am entitled to money and prosperity flowing to me easily in my life now.
I am entitled to money and prosperity flowing easily to me in my life now.
And just keep rubbing gently. Tune into your body. Notice what's happening. And just be with that for a bit. You might notice, a little twinge. Sometimes it's a ripple. It could be a sneeze or an itch. It can be anything. Just see what captures your attention. And hold the heart point and take a deep breath in. And release. And the other spot we're going to do, it's the back of your head, it's the occipital bone. It's where your head and your neck meet. So if you move your head back and forth, where your head and neck meet in the center, just rub that, use a couple fingers to rub that very, very gently. And we'll do some affirmations here. And let's see, I'll add some, and you repeat after me, and then you can add some. My life is getting easier. My life is getting easier every day.
My life is getting easier every day.
I am confident that I will move with ease and grace into my new life.
I am confident that I will move with ease and grace into my new life.
I know that money and prosperity and success are limitless.
I know that money, prosperity, and success are limitless.
Money is constantly circulating in my life.
Money is constantly circulating in my life.
It comes to me easily and effortlessly.
Comes to me easily and effortlessly.
Living a prosperous and abundant life is my birthright.
Living a prosperous and abundant life is my birthright.
And I claim it now.
And I claim it now.
I radiate success.
I radiate success.
I always have more than enough money.
I always have more than enough money.
My abundance makes everyone better off.
My abundance makes everyone better off.
I choose to live abundantly.
I choose to live abundantly.
I'm delighted with this new adventure.
I'm delighted with this new adventure.
And would you like to add any?
I'm going to say that in every way and every day, things get better and better.
Ooh, in every way and every day, things get better and better. And I'll say it is safe to fully show up in the world now.
It is safe to show up in the world now.
So be it, and so it is.
So be it, and so it is. Amen.
There you go. And you can take your hand down and just shake it out and take a deep breath in. And then slowly release. So that's a mini version with the heart point is one of the key points that we use. And there are
awesome. So, so that is fabulous. And I just want to ask Madeline, could you please let people know how they can get this book? It should be in everybody's home, for at least for now, but by Christmas time, everyone needs it.
Yes, they can go to moneyisanenergygame.com. Moneyisanenergygame.com. And we have a free chapter there for anyone who signs up for our newsletter. So hopefully people will sign up and enjoy the first chapter free and enjoy the entire book in improving their life and their money situation.
Awesome. Ladies, it has been an absolutely fabulous hour to spend with you, and I know that this is going to reach a lot of people, and, let's make money fun. I think, life has been kind of put on hold in many ways, but one thing we can do is we can use our energy to create this, prosperity and change our life outcomes, and I thank you both for being here today.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
And thank you for spreading the word.
Oh, awesome. So all the best and much prosperity to you and wild success. And I just want to encourage everyone, you can sign up for my newsletter, so get their newsletter, moneyisanenergygame.com, sign up for it. And you can go to brendapierce.com and sign up for the newsletter there. But I also have a free gift page. It's full of energy as well to help you mind, body, and spirit to live your fullest life experience. And you can go to tinyurl.com/Brenda's free gift. And we're just full of gifting here today, ladies. Thank you. And until next time, remember, everyone, that you are loved and you are loved. You are blessed and you are blessing. Bye for now.